Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Yesterday in the mail I received my first ever order from Glossier, so I thought I would do a first impressions video. Just recently, I believe it was a few weeks ago, Glossier started to ship to Canada, which is awesome because it is definitely a brand that is up and coming. It is probably not even up and coming, it is already there. It is something that I hear about a lot online and a lot of people rave about the products. What's nice about Glossier is that it seems like a very realistic makeup brand. I know that it is created by former beauty editors, so they are people who have worked with a ton of makeup and know really what works. So I am interested in seeing what they formulated and how the products really do work on myself. These products are definitely things that I would use on days that are more natural. I mean, I'm sure I'd use it on days where I'm actually doing a full face of makeup, but I thought this would be a nice time to also include a no foundation routine. I know I did one a few weeks ago or maybe a few months ago by now, but I mean, I might as well just include this. I can't really remember if I did anything different, but basically these are the products that I would use in conjunction with my no foundation days. What really excites me is that even though I love makeup, like I absolutely love makeup, on super hot days, especially in August, I don't want to wear a full face of makeup and I just want to use products that are going to accentuate my features and bring out the features that I really love, but I don't have to do a lot of work to get this look and I still look put together. Before I move on to the first impressions, don't forget to subscribe down below and also to follow me on Instagram at alexiartistry and also at Twitter at alexiartistry. So if you are interested in seeing my first impressions / tutorial on a no foundation day, then just continue on watching. So I'm just going to prep my lips. This isn't obviously from Glossier, this is just Vaseline. I like to put this on before I start my makeup, because then it doesn't matter what lip product I'm putting on, whether it be like an actual lipstick or just a lip gloss, it really preps my lips. So everything that I got from Glossier is in this little pouch. I mean, if you are a fan of Glossier or just know a lot about Glossier or see it online, then you know that this is the famous pouch that come in your orders and all your products come in it. I mean, it is actually pretty cute. This is really good if you want to travel and put your skincare in here because it is plastic, so that if anything, let's say, spills, you can just easily wipe it up. Or how I'm going to use it is I'm probably going to use it just as a makeup bag and throw it in my purse. So the first product I'm going to grab is the Boy Brow. This is a grooming pomade. Boy Brow is the first product that I'd heard of from Glossier. It had introduced me to the brand, and it definitely is something that I've seen for probably a few years now. I think this product has been around for more than a couple years, but it is definitely something that I've heard of consistently and I've only heard really good things about. Glossier definitely is a very realistic, natural makeup brand. So basically how I see people using this is they just put it on their bare brows and it just kind of gives them some fullness while also giving a little bit more coverage if you have some sparse areas. I also have seen people use this just like a normal kind of brow gel where you put on after you fill in your brows, which is something that I'm definitely going to do, but I think I'm just going to put it over top of my brows. I think that's a really nice test because I don't have very full brows at all, and I definitely have some inconsistencies in fullness. So I definitely want to see what it does to my natural eyebrows. And it has a very tiny little spoolie on it. And I got the shade brown. I believe that there is a clear one, a blonde, brown, and I believe black. I'm just gonna brush it through. Okay, so I'm actually extremely impressed. As you can see, this is the brow with no product on it, and this is the brow with. It definitely makes my brows look way more full. What I like is that basically it kind of gives that soap brow effect. That is where you take a bar of soap and you take water in a spoolie, you wet the spoolie and brush it on the soap, then you brush it up. With that effect, when you brush it through your brows, it pushes all your brow hairs up, so it basically lengthens them and makes your brows look more fuller and more even, and that's definitely what it did. I'm really impressed with it. When you're doing a makeup look like this, when you really don't want to wear a lot of makeup, you're not wearing foundation, you're just spot concealing, you definitely don't need to do a full brow. Sometimes it can just look very off balanced on your face and it can look very harsh, especially if you are more on the fair side like I am. But I usually feel not insecure, but I just feel more comfortable when I do something to my brows rather than just leaving them bare on a day like this. So this is definitely exactly what I was looking for. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish off this brow. The next product I'm going to use is not from Glossier. I quickly just want to get this out of the way. Like I said before, I'm not doing any foundation. I'm just going to do a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes and spot concealing any spots that I have. For concealer, I'm using the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer in shade Light 1, which is Chantilly. On a day-to-day basis, I really don't need foundation. Just to make sure the little bit of concealer that I put on stays in place, I'm just going to really lightly, very lightly, set underneath my eyes. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation. I'm going to tap extremely lightly and tap off the excess. Now back to the Glossier, which is really what this video is about. Next product I'm going to grab is the Cloud Paint, which I'm super excited to try out. This is in the shade Puff. From reading reviews online, this seems to be a mix between a cream and liquid blush. So I usually don't use cream or liquid blushes just because I sometimes find that they are a little bit more difficult to put on. And especially, I don't like to put them on when I'm wearing foundation. I think I read this on the Glossier website when I was ordering, but there was something about it being really easy to blend out, like it was impossible to screw up. So, I mean, that made me obviously feel really good. I think this is probably a product I'm going to use on days like today where I'm not wearing foundation, so I don't have to worry about tapping on product and pulling my foundation off. But I do want to see how this blends. I did set the concealer. I didn't really put any in this region, but I'm sure some kind of got on the apples of my cheeks. So we'll see how this blends. I feel like I'm not going to need a lot of this because just by looking at it, it looks really pigmented. So just by looking at it on my finger and even just in the little tube, it is pretty pigmented on my finger. So I'm actually just going to take this much. I mean, it's always better to go in with less and then add more. Okay, so it's definitely enough because it's pretty pigmented right now. So that was definitely enough. I don't know if it's coming off on camera. No, I can definitely see it. This cheek is way more rosy and way more pink than this one. I used to hate pink cheeks. I just hated blush in general because I guess I kind of like that pale look. But now I love flush cheeks, and this definitely gives that look. So I'm just going to put a little bit of mascara on and curl my lashes. So I recently just picked up this Luminous Lash Paradise Loreal mascara, and I've seen a lot of people talk about this and they've been raving about it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. Usually I like Maybelline mascaras, but I am really impressed with this. It gives your lashes that like fluffy wispy look, which is awesome. So I'm actually just gonna go in with a primer. This is also from L'Oreal. I highly recommend this. So the last product that I got from Glossier is the lip gloss, which is something that I'm very excited to try out. I have been super into very glossy, glassy lips. Not necessarily something that has a lot of color to it, but is more sheer with maybe a pink kind of undertone, a rosy undertone. It's definitely what I've been liking lately. So I'm not sure if the bottle has like a very light pink tint or if the gloss is a little bit pink. I'm just gonna swatch. On the back of my hand, it comes off clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Dior, I don't even know what this is called, Lip Glow. This is the Color Reviver Balm. So basically, I think I've used this in one of my videos where I did my no foundation video. Yeah. This is a lip balm, but what's special about it is when you put it on your lips, depending on how pigmented your lips are, the color of your lips already, it's just going to make a custom rosy tone for your lips. So it won't look the same on everyone, but it gives a nice pink flush look, kind of like how my cheeks are. So I like to put this on even though my lips are pretty pigmented already. I just like that this makes it a little bit more rosy. And then I'm just going to go in with the gloss. Definitely gives that glossy, glassy, mirror-like finish, which is actually not that easy to find. It feels really comfortable on the lips, it's not too sticky, and it didn't feel too thick at all. It blended on really nicely, even though it is very sheer. There weren't any clumps, it just went on evenly. And I think the most important part is that it isn't super sticky, because that is obviously uncomfortable. It just is a weird feeling when your lips are super sticky, especially let's say if you want to go out and eat and you want to wear a lip gloss. This is definitely one that I think you could do that. So I realized I didn't put on any highlighter, so I'm just going to go in with this Colorpop highlighter. This is in the shade Fanny Pack. What I like to do to finish off this look usually is just to accentuate the freckles I already have on my face, because I have really no coverage on. You can see them coming through, but I just like to add a little bit more so that they're a little bit more obvious. I'm just going to go in with my Naked Urban Decay Basics palette with the only really brown shade in here. This is called Faint. I'm going to go in with my little Tarte liner brush. Alright, so that is the end of my first impressions of Glossier / my everyday no foundation makeup tutorial look. Overall, I'm obviously very pleased with all of my purchases. This definitely makes me want to try more of their products, and I can't wait to use them more. If anything changes about my opinion, I'll definitely be sure to mention it in one of my other videos, or by the time that I add this video, if anything changes, I'll leave it in the description box down below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like this and comment down below like everybody says. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at alexiartistry.